So let's talk about one of the stats in the game, jump. So what does jump do? Jump allows you to leap distances and also climb, so ascend and descend tiles. So Anna has 4 jump, right? So what does that mean? So she can move plus or minus 4 height. Okay, so here we have 18 height, and then if we go down over here, you can see we go from 18 to 14. So because she has 4 jump, she can descend 4. So she's able to hop down here. And you can see if you look at her path, if I zoom in and turn that off, you can see that she has a path where she just moves here, 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 hops down, and then she can continue moving down. So she is one of the few units who can just passively move down a difference like this, as you can see here. So what I'll do is I'll have her just go over here, just for fun. And then she can also surmount. And if we hover over this, you can see plus or minus 1 to 15 height. So surmount lets you drop down up to a difference, or climb up to a difference of 15. So if you're at height 14 and you want to go to height 1, that is less than a difference of 15. So the maximum distance she could go is 15. So as long as it's 15 or less, she can hop down. So you can see here she's able to surmount 13 height units. So she can actually hop down here. And then if I want to, I can hop back up, or I can hop over here. And I've also just showed you how to effectively increase Anna's mobility by surmounting twice. So that's the basic thing for height, right? Most units have 2 jump. So most units cannot jump. So if we look at most of these units, 2, 2, we got a 3. We have a 3 here, that's nice. We got a 2, 2, 2, got another 3, 2, 3, 4, which is very high. So most units are not very climby. This is a thing that I think about when I'm like looking at units. Most units can hop down things like this. Actually, he can't. He has to route around this. He can hop down this, though. So you can see here difference 17 to 20. You would need 3 jump or higher to be able to hop down this. And this is actually Milo. For some reason, I'm thinking this is Julio. But she can, however, moon jump, which as you see here, you can go minus or plus 8 height. So she can actually moon jump down this because of the height difference. So some units have abilities like this. Maxwell has traverse. Milo has moon jump. Flanagan has aerial assaults, but he flies. I'll talk about flight in a second, because the way flight works, it almost lets you ignore terrain, so we'll go over that in a second. But you can see here that she's able to now navigate this distance in this way. And this is why units with the ability to jump up or down to or from high ground tend to have better mobility than units that can't, because essentially it allows them to bypass the height differences in terrain. So that is the overview for how jump works. So let's talk about flight. So in order to do that, I'm going to have to retreat and get a flying unit. So the way flight works, both units that can fly have 32 jump. So essentially they can go plus or minus 32 tiles. And the way that jump works in particular is it checks the tiles that are next to each other. So if we go to unit placement, let's just turn these 2 off. Let's just get Hewitt and Flanagan. I like hear something weird. So that's interesting. But you can see here, 32 jump allows her to essentially fly up anything. There's very few maps that have... Actually, I don't think there is a map where Hewitt can't fly to the top of or the bottom of that map. So let's just start really quick. All right, here we go. We're going to tandem her just to show. But what 32 jump allows you to do is just straight up fly over terrain. So if we in tandem, You can see here she basically just ignores tiles. She acts as if the height isn't there, because what height checks for. So right now it's checking these two. Can she move 2? Or I'm sorry, 1. Difference of 1. Okay, great. Can she move a difference of 4? This would require height 4 or higher. You know, this is height 1. This is height 4. Height 1. Height 1. So it checks it per tile. So if we go this way, can she bridge a distance like a, you know, does she have 8 jump or higher? She does. So she can just straight up fly over here. So the only thing limiting her in this case is her movement, which is another stat that's just how far you can move. But you can see here that flying units can just straight up ignore terrain. So this is one of the reasons why Huette is S tier. Being able to bypass all terrain and just fly wherever she wants to at all times for free is absolutely massive, and is definitely, you know, a huge standout feature of Huette and even Flanagan. But some units, you know, like Maxwell, he's got his traverse. He can jump, you know, plus or minus 10, which is pretty high. That can get him on a lot of high ground. And then Milo with her moon jump, plus or minus 8, is pretty good as well. It also effectively increases both these units' mobility. But yeah, that's pretty much it for jump. As far as I know, there's no way to increase it aside from Benedict using Bird of Prey. So let's go to that. Bird of Prey, increase movement and jump by 1. So this allows you to climb things. So if something is just 1 height unit too high or too deep, you can use Bird of Prey on that unit to allow them to scale it. And the one thing I want to reiterate is it checks jump stat, checks for the difference between things, and also for like distance, for like gaps. Like if you have jump 2, you can leap like 2 squares, I believe, and jump 4, you can leap 4 squares. So like a unit can have different mobility options on like rooftops by having high jump. So something to consider. And then of course with flyers, they don't care, they just fly right over everything. So yeah, that's pretty much it for jump. Extremely useful stat. Probably one of the best stats in the game. I would say movement, jump, and speed are like the strongest stats in general, because they tend to matter the most for positioning, turn order, and, you know, just grabbing high ground. But yeah, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed this, definitely like the video and subscribe to the channel. We're going to be covering everything in this game in detail. And that's it for this one, and peace.